Hello everybody and welcome to my final reaction video for the 2021-2022 NFL season. It was a fun season. I got to react to every single week of the NFL, my opinions on all the games, and it has finally come down to the Super Bowl between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be giving my reaction, my breakdown, my opinion on the game, what happened, and all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The game started off slow. It started off with a stalled possession for the Rams, and then the Bengals with a stalled possession. On their first drive, they decided to go for it on a 4th and 1 at midfield, which was unfortunately stopped, and the Rams would capitalize on that short field, scoring a touchdown to Odell Beckham Jr. early in the game to take a 7-0 lead. Cincinnati would respond later in the first quarter, scoring a field goal on a long drive. Then the Rams would bounce back after that field goal to take another touchdown from, this time, Cooper Kupp, but the blocked extra point would make the game 13-3. That 13-3 score would not last long, as the Bengals would drive all the way down the field, scoring a touchdown with Joe Mixon, going all the way down and scoring. Now their deficit from 10 is now 3 at 13-10. This score would remain until halftime, and then on the first drive, the Bengals, on the first play of the second half, the Bengals launched it down for Jamar Chase, who had a big catch over Jalen Ramsey earlier in the game. This time would end up bombing all the way down the field. He would catch it over Jalen Ramsey, who falls, and he would score a 75-yard touchdown. This was because of an uncalled face mask penalty that should have been on Jamar Chase, or a pass interference, as he grabbed the face mask of Jalen Ramsey and flung it to the side, where he then dived as he couldn't see and gave up the easy touchdown. But it was not called, unfortunately, as you know, the refs, they miss stuff and then call it when they don't want to. That's foreshadowing, by the way. The Cincinnati Bengals now take a 17-13 lead. Then on the Rams' next possession, their first play of their next possession was an interception, and then set up Cincinnati with perfect field position to take possibly a 24-13 lead in the third quarter. But unfortunately this would stop, as they would end up only getting a field goal, making it 20-13. Then the Rams would decide to wake up, going down the field and scoring a field goal midway through the third quarter to make it 20-16. This score would then last for the entire third and fourth quarter, as punts would be traded between both teams, and eventually the Rams, with 4 minutes, would start an easy, surprisingly easy drive, as they would convert 4th down and then 3rd down, and over with Cooper Kupp catching all of these passes, including a no-look pass from Matthew Stafford, which he just launched over a defender, a safety, and he was able to catch for 20 yards. That drive would end up capitalizing with a touchdown with 1:30 left in the game, which would end up being the game-winning touchdown for Cooper Kupp, as on the next drive, with 1:30 to go, Joe Burrow would be unable to lead his team, as after a 2 easy first downs, after a 2nd and 1 stop, a 3rd and 1 stop, and eventually a 4th and 1, basically a sack from Aaron Donald on Joe Burrow, they would win the Super Bowl. For Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, all of them their first Super Bowl in their careers. So it was a very stressful game. That touchdown drive, as I mentioned earlier, was only successful due to a holding penalty on a 3rd and 1, would end up giving them a new set of downs at the 1-yard line, which would end up scoring a touchdown for them. Unfortunately for them, they decided to not call anything throughout the game, and then call it later in the game in the fourth quarter, which is just perfect as an NFL fan. I wanted Cincy to win. Unfortunately, they didn't, so my division rival, LA Rams, end up winning the Super Bowl this year. Let's hope that doesn't happen next year. Aaron Donald may consider retiring. Cooper Kupp just capped off a perfect season with a Super Bowl ring. So I just got to give congrats to him, because, well, although I'm a Seahawks fan, I still got to give him praise, because he just destroyed every team easily. Matthew Stafford got his first ring, which is great for him, which finally shows that he's a good quarterback and not on just this average dude who's just been okay on Lions teams, who's actually been carrying them for the past decade. And also to Aaron Donald, because he gets his first ring. It was the only thing he needed. And he's been one of the greatest defensive players of this generation of the last 20 years, without a doubt. And if he retires, it is what it is. He has an amazing career. He's going to get in the Hall of Fame anyways. And if he doesn't, another year of torture for my Seahawks. It is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to give a short breakdown of the Super Bowl, what happened. It was a fun game. Unfortunately, Al Michaels will not be commentating for NBC anymore, which will be very interesting next year. But yep, Super Bowl 56 is done. The NFL season is over. I will be making one hopefully next season if I'm still around in like 6 months. I will still be making videos hopefully by then. I want to do next season. I'm going to be giving breakdowns of the other sports like NHL, NBA, and all the other ones. But yeah, that was really all there was to say. It was a great season. Although it wasn't successful for my team, it was still very fun to watch. The playoffs were insane, and couldn't really get any better than that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this little series of mine. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.